Hi, my name is Cassie Simone, and thanks for tuning in to the Community Producers. This program is a showcase of the dynamic, inspiring, and colorful individuals that make up our diverse communities. In fact, everything you see on this show was produced by Access TV volunteers like myself. Now on to our first story. We're headed to Red Deer's Entertainment Awards, thanks to Access producer David Dinnan.
I'm a musician from the scene, and I've been here since '03, and there's a lot of crazy good stuff, and I'm involved on the business end of things. And one of the common denominators that we get is how great the Red Deer scene is, from touring acts coming through and different bands and stuff, and it's really kind of a cool thing. You know, what we're doing tonight is our awards process. It's the first one. This is kind of, it's a different show. This is what we do. We put on shows, we do that kind of stuff, and try to be involved in the community, and yeah, it's good.
Well, we're a part of Bullskit Comedy, and we're from right here in Red Deer.
Homegrown, that's right. Yeah. The community's only getting tighter and stronger as time goes on, and the city itself keeps growing, so I can't see, this not being a big part of what the community can offer every year.
Yeah, I don't think it's about time, the arts scene got together to celebrate what we do. Because it's we don't do that enough, and especially together, for music and venues and comedy, and to hopefully it'll expand to theater and visual arts, for all of these people to get together to celebrate what we do here in Red Deer. Because I think the quality coming out of Red Deer is really, really huge, and I think it's great to celebrate that.
I'm up for the Open Stage Recognition Award. It came about through the fact that I host 3 or 4 different open mics around town, and it brings out all different kinds of musicians, and it's really creating a great social network amongst the art community. I think the best part about it is realizing how exceptionally talented all my friends are. There's a lot of talent in this town, and it's rare for a city of this size to have the tight-knit community that it does, and it's something to be very proud of.
We are Tiger Milk. We're nominated for 2 awards tonight. We're going to be nominated for Group of the Year as well as New Band of the Year. So we're really excited about getting nominated for 2. It's cool to be here. It's cool to experience the first award show. So we're more or less just excited to check it out despite the outcome.
So far there's been a great turnout, and expecting a full solo show tonight. The talent in the city is beyond. I mean, it's incredible. I've been lucky enough to work here at the VAT for just about 13 years now, and some of the talent I've seen come through here, as well as local talent, and seeing some big names, not from Red Deer, come through and just give praise to the local scene has been pretty cool to see. I have 3 businesses downtown that are kind of unique to Red Deer and draw people down there. There's some music involved in some of them, but it's just, I think, the all-over aspect of doing something different for Red Deer, kind of contributing to the scene in that aspect.
My name's Carl Stredden, and I own and operate and run the scene, Red Deer Scene, the publication. People in the industry know what's going on here, but I think a lot of people who are outside of the industry aren't aware of the depth of the Red Deer music scene. It's unique, I think, because a lot of other communities that I've visited aren't as cohesive as Red Deer is, and I think it has a lot to do with its size. I think it's that perfect size where everybody isn't fractured, the metal guys go here, and the punk guys go there, and the country guys go there, where, and especially the VAT itself is like a common ground for everybody.
It's just about fun, having a good time. It's not a competition of who's best at what. At the end of the day, we just want to celebrate our musical community, our comedic community, entertainment as a whole. Next year we're going to hopefully add some artists and stuff, get the theater side of things in there, maybe do broadcasting, that kind of stuff. Who knows? There's a lot of different endless possibilities, but it's very important for me that people know that it's just about having some fun tonight and recognizing the community as a whole. By being here, we're recognizing everything in the scene as a whole, not just the people receiving awards tonight. And so from there, we just want to grow it and have fun. That's the main purpose, right?
Looks like an entertaining night. Huge kudos to David Dinnan as well. Not only did he do the camera work, but he also edited the piece. If you are interested in being part of the community producers, sign up with Shaw TV as a volunteer and join the dozens of programs in production right now. Switching gears, let's check out the City of Red Deer's promotional video showcasing just what it means to live in this city. Coming up, more community producers right after the break. Welcome back to the Community Producers. Our next video comes from CARE, or the Central Alberta Refugee Effort. CARE's mission is to support the efforts of immigrants and refugees to participate fully in Canadian life. CARE teamed up with 75 people from the Central Alberta's arts community, immigrants and refugees, and members of the public for a performance titled Journeys of Hope.
Hi, my name is Jan Underwood and I work for Central Alberta Refugee Effort as the Public Awareness Coordinator, and I'm also the producer of this performance, Journeys of Hope. Years ago, I saw a very simple version with just 3 people doing this kind of thing in a conference. I decided right there and then that one day I would do something like this tell refugee stories, but also because I quite often do something for Alberta Culture Days. I thought it would be a good match to do the two things together. Partly because I work with immigrants and refugees, and I think it's very, very important to tell their story. And I wanted to incorporate that with different art mediums in the best way that we could.
My name is Zelka Udovicic and I'm from Croatia.
Reports tonight of a massacre taking place in Srebrenica, Bosnia.
Well, I feel really good and I'm really excited. This is the story I don't tell personally really often.
And thrown into mass graves, while women and children from the area were transported to another location.
This is the best representation, actually, what happened to me in my life. So I was a young girl who was forced to leave. I was living in Serbia, in a city that I never been before, alone with no family, no friends. One person really saw me. She really reached out to me and she helped me. When the war started, I was 13. I had to move away. Well, it's a bit longer and complicated story. My friends. When the war started in 1991, we made the decision that it would be best for me to go to Serbia, but they stayed. My dad, there were a hope that there will be a peace one day because United Nations arrived. At that time when we were applying for visas, we just wanted to get out. But Canada was one of the countries who offered refugee status to immigrants like us. So my family, they had to stay in my hometown, right? Because my dad was under military obligation. He couldn't leave because it's simple rules. If you're not with us, you're against us. And my mom, she's different religion, so she was looked like almost an enemy too.
Hey, buddy, you don't belong in this country. How about you go home, all right? Justin Trudeau's ruining this country. You all know this. Justin Trudeau's ruining this country. Letting these people in. They don't do anything useful. They take all our jobs. I've been out of work for like a year and a half.
Expect anything like that. I'm so sorry.
I'm Jason Steele, and I'm the artistic director for Journeys of Hope.
Nigel, is everything okay? Okay, I apologize for that.
Yeah, under Jan, very far second. She's been intense on this one. Most of what we saw in the stories, what was presented to us, was where did they come from? The dangers they faced, the challenges they faced in their home countries. But I'm very well aware that not everybody is friendly towards refugees. I had to be careful with it though, because our main goal with this project was to share the stories, not to teach, not to beat somebody over the head with an anti-racism message. That wasn't our goal. There were multiple stories that came up of him being treated differently because of the color of his skin, because he's got an accent, because he's from somewhere else. And I thought, this is an important part of his story, and it's not all sunshine and rainbows in Canada. We like to think that we're this loving, peaceful, perfect country, but we have our problems too. This guy, he's brainwashing a soldier. He's in our country. What is this? I mean, come on, there's people like you that let him into this country without even thinking about it. It'll scream these people.
Sir, we don't appreciate your racist comments.
This has been community theater.
There's no need to call the police. I'll take care of that. I'll take care of it. I'll talk to him.
True community theater, because we're taking people from the community who have nothing to do with theater. We're taking real life stories from our community members, putting them onto a stage. Like, it's the truest, deepest form of community theater, and I think it's absolutely beautiful to see Alberta culture coming through in these stories.
Mic, please.
What? Are you even? Is this stupidest thing? Are you kidding? Why would you give me a mic?
We're Canadian. You have a freedom of speech.
My name is Ethel Suarez. I am from Uruguay. Chapter 3. My life in Uruguay was very much like life in Canada. Well, because we left Uruguay, have to leave Uruguay for political reason in 1974. And we went to Argentina, and Argentina was not a different situation from Uruguay. And again, in 1977, the Argentinian government denied our permanent paper, and we have to ask for protection to the United Nations. And after they select us to go to the Canadian embassy, and Canada accept us, and we came to Canada in 1977. September the 4th, 1977, we land here. They took my husband away.
They took my father away.
Behind every refugee is a story. And people need to know that refugee, we don't come here because, we go to Red Deer or we go. No. They put him in a cell with dirt floor and a metal ceiling. They covered his head with a hood, and they tied his hand behind his back.
They made him stand for hours. He was not allowed to sit unless the guard on duty told him he could. He could hear loud music, but it did not cover up the screaming of others as they were being tortured. The soldiers stomped on the jail's roof. It was made of metal sheets.
Behind our story, behind us, refugee, there are a story that the people in the community need to know. From that day on, we were nobody. Immigrants, they decide to come. They decide to come and said, but refugee, we don't have another choice.
My name is Asdullah Khairandish. I'm from Afghanistan. I wanted to tell my story, special for Red Deer people or special for other refugees. It's not easy to leave your country. But there is a chance, there is a light at the end of tunnel. It's in my poem too.
In this different world, I feel like a displaced person.
Never give up, never give up. Yeah, hope is best thing for people who is left their country. And because I experienced at Syria, we were alone, no family, no friend, no supporting.
Today may seem dark and foreboding.
We are lucky to be in Canada, to become in Canada, because if we never came to Canada, I don't know what will happen on my kids, or my wife, or myself, because we were under another war in Syria. I left my country because of war, and in Syria. It was good time for the first or second years, but the third years, the war slowly started in Syria.
My name is Matt Gould, and I'm the director of As Dola Karandash, Sketches from a Life.
This rug is a story rug. It is not a regular rug. It is like a book to me. It was Taliban time, and I designed the rug to give some information to the people with my designs on it.
I really love it. It's a different kind of a production because these are people's very personal stories that a group of artists have come together to respond to and create pieces from based on their narratives. And they're very moving, the narratives, and challenging. You know, for those of us who are kind of born in a place of privilege, it's amazing to hear how some people got here.
There are lots of designs on the rug. The first one here is the three colors, black, white, and red. It means people want to fight the Taliban. When they sacrifice someone from their family, it is in hopes for a better future.
Yes, they're certainly dark and they're very serious, and you'll see that in the performances. So when we're on stage and we're working, yes, I'm in the moments where the bombs are dropping, or I'm working in the bazaar, or I'm having an internal fight with my family because we're trapped in Syria and we don't have any other place to go. But then when we're working, just like all human beings, we want to laugh. You know, you want to get together, you want to have that lightness, because that's part of the process and connecting.
Surprised at the performance. I knew that something was happening, but I didn't think it was going to be this stupendous, you know, this wonderful performance that we have. And I honestly believe that they should take it to some other venue and present it to a much larger audience than they did here tonight.
Central Alberta Refugee Effort. So they're an organization, a non-profit organization in Central Alberta, works with and helps integrate people who've come from other countries and refugees.
The first half had me in tears, most definitely.
And I don't think it's the kind of thing, you know, we're going to rub your nose in it, you lucky Canadians who might have been born in Central Alberta, whatever. It has nothing to do with that. It's more, look at the wonder of the world. And look at these people who are now contributing to our community and have come from these pretty darn bleak backgrounds, and yet they're still here, a part of the community, participating, working, raising their families, and I think enriching the community. Even though that sounds like a cliche, but they're bringing to it their own energy, their own sense of life on the planet.
Lean your head against my shoulder. This world is getting colder. I will keep you warm and safe. You just need some love and faith. So come on, sister, let me love you all the time. Welcome on, brother, let me ease your
One of the most important parts is that people who generally did not know anybody that was a refugee before this will perhaps have a different understanding more compassion, more empathy for what some of these folks have gone through, and maybe realize that they are actually of great value to our country and a huge benefit, and that it's a great thing to get to know them.
I will be here when it's all over. Always we will need each other. I do love you, sister and brother.
These folks have integrated while doing something that's very natural to them, you know, evolving, working on a project, making it happen. And I think some of these friendships will last, and the thrill of being in a theatrical production, I think that will last, it will endure, and also all the artistic ways of showing things, whether it be film or song or dance, I think these folks will stay engaged in that kind of activity. And to me, that made it all worthwhile. The process was worth it.
Believe me, you're not alone. Dial my number, we'll use the phone. I will answer and say hi. If you're scared, just tell me why. So come on, sister, let me love you all the time. Well, come on, brother, let me ease your mind, yeah.
Well, that does it for this edition of the Community Producers. As always, you are invited to be a part of this program as a reporter, a videographer, or even a host like me. If you are interested in volunteering, send us an email. For Community Producers, I've been your host, Cassie Simone. Thanks for watching.